So what's going on, guys? So here's another cook we're going to do, and it's baby back ribs, and we're going to do it on the Char-Griller AKORN ceramic cooker. Basically I've got 2 racks of ribs on camera here. I only have 1 rack because I'm just going to do 1 rack demonstrating how I do this. I'll do the other rack off camera. And what we're going to do with these ribs, we're going to do a 3-2-1 method. Is basically we're going to do 3 hours on the grill, unwrapped for smoking, and then we're going to wrap them in butcher paper for 2 hours, and then we're going to unwrap them, put them back on for 1 hour. And you can choose to sauce these at the end, or you can choose to eat them without sauce. Here in Texas, a lot of times, a lot of people don't like to put sauce in their barbecue. We tend to like just what the rub and the smoke does for our meats. I personally like to put sauce on the side. It's just me. Anyways, let's get to this, right? So let's flip the ribs over here. You'll see we've got a membrane here that runs all along. We need to get that membrane off so the smoke can penetrate into the meat better. You can leave the membrane on, but you're gonna have a chewier effect with your ribs. So let's go ahead and try to get this off. I'm just gonna wedge a knife underneath this membrane, just to get a starting point. Just kind of pry it off some. All right. Now you need a paper towel. This is a slippery ordeal. You get a better grip with a paper towel, so let's see if I can get it in one fell swoop here. And it looks like I will. And I got most of it. I just throw this in the sink. I'm gonna pry up on this end, get the rest of this off. And use the back of the blade to pry up, not the front, or you'll just cut into the meat more. Let's go ahead and grab it. And that's that. Got the membrane off. Okay, next thing I want to do is we're going to trim this up a little bit. You don't have to do a whole lot of trimming on ribs, honestly. Not baby backs. Sometimes you get these little loose ends of meat, and I just like to kind of cut those off. Just like so. You know, just kind of look the rib over, look for any like little loose stragglers of meat or fat. You can see on this end of the rib, we got a little bit of some fat here. Just want to get some of that off. Just cut it off. And overall, this is pretty well trimmed rack. So yeah. Don't really have to do too much trimming to this one. Well, just on the end here, a little bit. Okay. Now we have a rack of ribs prepped and ready for a rub down. So we'll get to the rub here in a second. Okay, for the rub, it's going to be kind of a balance between sweet and spicy. I've just got a plain bowl here. I've got all my mixed rub ingredients here prepped and ready to go. So basically what we're going to use is 3 tablespoons of black pepper, coarse black pepper, 3 tablespoons of salt, 2 tablespoons of garlic, 2 tablespoons of chili powder, 1/4 cup of paprika, and 1/4 cup of light brown sugar. Now you've seen in my other videos, I use my shaker. This time I'm just going to use a bowl just because the brown sugar I found is easier to mix in a bowl. So I'm just kind of giving it a good old stir just to get everything incorporated really well. So anyways, for a sticking agent, regular old mustard. I'm going to use the one hand on, one hand off method. Rubbing these ribs down means I'm going to keep one hand nice and clean, let the other one do all the dirty work. So let's go ahead and squirt our mustard on. Just enough to coat the ribs. I'm going to flip it over. Do the same thing on the back. Now while it's on its back, I'm going to go ahead and put the rub on. I'm going to use my cleaner hand and I'm gonna wash the mustard off right quick. Always good to have a good roll of paper towels handy for all this. So I washed all the mustard off. Now I'm just gonna take my hand and sprinkle this rub just all over the ribs. Don't worry about putting too much on. You never have enough rub, I don't think. All right, just kind of pat it in. Kind of help it stick on there more. Flip them over. Do the same thing on this side. So there you have it. Nice rack of rub down ribs. So I'm gonna do the other rack off camera. I'm gonna wrap these in saran wrap, put them in the fridge for about 3 or 4 hours. Now you don't have to put them in the fridge for 3 or 4 hours. You can actually go straight to the pit with these if you want. I just like to kind of let these marinate a little more, so I get a little more rub flavor in my ribs. But you don't have to refrigerate these. The meat is so thin on these. You can put them on and still get a good result. So I'm gonna go ahead and get the other rack done and wrap them, put them in the fridge. When I get back to you, we'll put them on the pit. Alright guys, the grill's at 2:30. The wind's whipping pretty good today. I'm in Midland. It's windy out here all the time. But we're at 2:30. I'm overshot a little bit on that. But we're going to go ahead and get our ribs on here. And I'm using Char-Griller's rib rack, so I want to see how this goes. So let's go ahead and get the first rack on there. It holds them up pretty good. Get them straightened here. Okay, do the next rib rack. What's kind of cool about this rack, I noticed, actually, you know what, I'm gonna put this on towards, let's move these back. That. I'm gonna move this one to the middle. Allows for plenty of convection around the ribs. So we're gonna let these sit and cook for 3 hours, and then we're gonna wrap them in butcher paper. So there you have it. We'll get back to these here in a little bit. I'm going to adjust the vent to about the 1.5 because I did lose some heat opening this up, and I'll be monitoring this from my phone. Alright guys, these are the ribs so far. Now I'm going to take them and I'm going to wrap them and then put them back on the grill. Let's take the first rack. Alright. Actually, I want to flip them over. That's one rack. Let's get the other rack. Actually, I almost did it again. Let's flip them over. Alright, there they are. Let's get them back on the grill. Alright, we're out here again. Grill is still around 229, 228. We'll set the wrap ribs back in here. Alright, that's all it is. Close it up. And we'll let these go for 2 hours wrapped. And then we'll go 1 hour unwrapped. Alright guys. Okay, I'm gonna unwrap these and we're gonna put them back on the grill unwrapped. Oh man. Oh yeah. Oh, those already look so good, man. So I'm gonna flip them over here. Let me see if I can get them out of this paper. Okay, let's try again here. And that's one rib paper. Do the other one. Get the bones to let go of the paper. Just didn't want to let go. Alright. So I'm going to put these back on for right about an hour and then we'll be done. But they're already, you can see, I'll show you here. You already see the bones protruding. That's a good sign. It means the meat's shrinking off the bone. It's doing it on both sides actually. So yeah, we're not going to leave them on there terribly long. But I'm going to put them back on there and I'll show you how they turn out afterwards. Alright guys, we got the ribs here. I'm going to take a rack here and cut it. Just take this rack. Yeah. Now one thing I noticed about these ribs already, using the butcher wrap, they barked up way more. There's more of a crust to them. I don't know if it's a particular rub it through together or not, but we're going to cut these. Oops. Find the middle. Where is it? Oh, there's a bone there, that's why. Figure out how to cut my ribs just right, guys. Trying to find the dividing line here. Oh, here we go. I'm cheating. I flipped the ribs over and found exactly where they need to be separated. Oh well, right? You got real barky on the ends here. I got one real meaty piece on the end. But yeah, you'll see. Did we get any smoke ring on them? I got a hair of a smoke ring on them. So yeah, let's try one, shall we? So I'm going to try one of these. Now, they're not like super fall off the bone, but they're like, these could almost be competition style in the sense that they stay on the bone. Because a lot of times, if your ribs fall off the bone too easily, then they usually get bad remarks in competitions. But so, anyways, I'm never foiling ribs again. I'm butcher wrapping them from now on. The bark is incredible. Look at that. It really, it's got a nice little crunch on it a little bit. Man, it's good. So anyways, guys, these did really well on the AKORN ceramic. I think this might be my best ribs yet, so cheers.